Steve, Joe, Dylan, Steve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast. 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 Suck it. Episode 9 of the Chomp Chain podcast is brought to you by Spooky Dukes. Are you sick of a spooky presence in your home or office? Have you had it up to here with a shit-stacking poltergeist that won't quit playing Jenga with your furniture while you're trying to get a good night's sleep? Sounds like you need to get your hands on Spooky Dukes. Laboratory-tested, government-grade, Spooky Dukes are the fastest, easiest solution to ridding your home or apartment of the paranormal pain in the ass living rent-free in your guest bedroom. Just place the Spooky Dukes spectral threat detector into a high-activity area and let it do the rest. Developed by NASA's Division for Spooky Space Stuff, Spooky Dukes uses state-of-the-art antimatter laser beacons to detect trans-dimensional interlopers, also known as ghosts. Once ghosts are detected, they are exposed to a flurry of sciencey jib-jab that sends them back to the big question mark from whence they came. You can order Spooky Dukes directly from the Chomp Chain podcast. Send us a tweet at PodcastChomp to hear our special offers and customer testimony. But wait! Why settle for one set of Spooky Dukes? Tweet us anytime in the next 6 or 8 months or whatever and receive a second set absolutely free. Plus a sweet little container that you can carry around like ectoplasm with and stuff. Spooky Dukes. Spook it up, duke it out. So, yeah.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Spooky Dukes, for this episode.
We finally made it, guys. We have a sponsor.
We have our first sponsor,
Yeah.
Spooky Dukes.
That's it.
We might as well quit now.
We've been having a lot of trouble with ghosts in this podcast studio. And we were reached out to by NASA, and they sent us that read, and now we're on.
I'll be honest, when you said you had an intro planned, I did not expect what came out of your mouth to be it.
You didn't expect me to reveal that we've made it?
No.
We've made it as a podcast?
No, but I'm happy that we have. It's a good thing to know.
Did you email that to yourself to print it out?
Well, actually what happened was, after the Saturday Night Drunk cast, I drove home.
Drunk?
No, I wasn't drunk, really.
Oh.
But I did...
We weren't drunk. You two were drunk.
Yeah, I
true.
stopped
That's
drinking
true.
during the podcast, and then we chilled for another 2 or 3 hours. But I was still I felt like I drank all night. And I got home, and I took a hit of the peace pipe, and I was like, I have an idea. And I just kind of, got that. I didn't write it myself. I got it from NASA. I got an idea to get it from NASA. Whatever. And then, but I wrote it and then emailed it to myself and then printed it out at work.
Is it printed on official NASA letterhead?
Yeah. No, it's Gmail. But yeah, it's NASA.
You should post a picture of that on the Twitter so everyone knows it's official.
So everyone can see my email address. I don't give a fuck. Check it out.
You can black it out.
I'm not gonna.
All right.
That sounds like work. Why would you do that?
Exactly.
I was so taken aback by that. Do we know what we're on? Chomp Chain podcast, right? We got that.
I said episode 9. I
Great.
said Chomp Chain. I said the Twitter name.
Dude, I was almost crying. I was laughing
You
so
should have
hard.
cried.
Yeah, you covered everything. I was going to say, because before you were like, yeah, I got the Twitter name in there, and then boom, Podcast Chomp. There it was, right there.
Right there.
In
so
your
send
face.
us send us a tweet. We'll get back to you with some sweet special offers. The spectral threat detector is just perfect. It's as soon as it gets a ghost in the area, it's like you can't fucking miss it. Definitely ghosts. Takes care of them too.
Cool.
It's perfect.
Nice.
Luigi can finally have a day off.
Exactly. Yeah, he's been working hard.
When we first started this, when we first started the Twitter, I said that anybody who followed us, I would send a winky face to personally. I haven't done that, so if we owe you a winky face, just let us know. I'll send you 2.
Get out, Chris.
From the
podcast.
from the
Live to our
podcast
fans.
Twitter and from my personal Twitter. Just let us know if you need a winky face. What are we going to talk about today?
I have a few things, but
Okay.
Probably video games.
Yeah, probably.
that's-
Usually, it's usually video games.
generally. Have you guys heard about the rumors of The Last of Us 2?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean from you, but
I have not. I saw the
Well-
tweet you sent out, but that was as far as that went.
I'm not 100% on what game it was, but some developer for Naughty Dog was talking about, I believe it was Uncharted,
I think it was for the Uncharted collection.
Yep, and they were talking about some character face model or something like that, and he said this was developed by so and so who worked on the first Last of Us game, and then he was kind of caught himself and was like, did I say the first Last of Us game? And he made it very like he probably could have saved it if he just kept going and no one said, but he sort of like stopped in his tracks like, uh-oh, I think I just revealed something. And at first I was kind of like, oh, cool. Like, obviously I love The Last of Us. But the more I thought about it, there's been so few games that have been just like an encapsulated story for me. Like, in this day and age, it's really hard to find a game that's not part of a series that's, really great. Obviously, indie games and stuff like that excluded. But like a big, game of the year contender. And I just love that game so much, and I love that story so much that I'd hate to see it messed with, especially since it had such like a, ambiguous kind of ending, or not really ambiguous, but
It's open-ended.
it's open, definitely.
You don't
And
know what's going to happen next.
Both characters are still alive. I mean,
Spoilers.
whatever. We can edit that out, I guess. But
That's fine.
either way, I don't unless
Is it? You sound kind of upset.
It's been 2 years, man.
It's fine.
It's a great gameplay. If you haven't, too bad.
yeah, whatever. If I don't know, like if they're gonna continue along with Joel and Ellie, I don't know how I feel.
I mean,
about
it is
that.
possible that when he said the first Last of Us, sort of in reference to the DLC Left Behind,
Well, that's what I thought. Even if he was gonna lie,
or he
could've-
just it is possible he said it by accident and then realizing what that might sound like, tried to cover his
Yeah,
ass and then
but
just made it sound worse.
When I'm assuming the same thing Dylan read, he was like nervous for like the rest of the like stream. He wasn't just like, oh, whoops, haha.
He was
But
just a nervous
like,
guy.
Throughout the whole, no, he was fine before I think, and then it said that. But it might not even be about them. It could be about other people.
Hopefully, if they make a sequel to The Last of Us, it will have nothing to do with any of the characters. I mean, unless it's a side character. That's a huge world, and there's a ton of crap that can happen in it.
Maybe it's about
Maybe something when the outbreak first happens, or maybe somewhere
Brethren.
in the future where things have now being built back up again.
If anything, I feel like a prequel would serve the story a little bit better, like you were just saying, as Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy's like experience with the Fireflies, and that way, I don't know, they could probably bring. Actually, I don't know who the voice actor was for that, but I'd imagine that Troy Baker would want to be a part of that because he was like a huge.
Because he's a part of everything.
But he was just a big part of that production of that
Yeah.
game.
He's full on acting. It's not just voice acting anymore.
Right.
I mean, that's how a lot of games are, but this, I feel like, really knocks it out of the park. It's full body acting.
But from the first gameplay trailer, and I'm gonna put gameplay in quotes, that like you showed me a good year or so before it came out, it seemed like the AI was a bar above like anything else that I had ever seen. And then when the game launched, it was same story, just kind of. It was fun, but there would be so many wonky moments every level where I would just constantly think back to that trailer. So as far as gameplay mechanics go and the AI, I think there's a lot that could be improved upon. But I guess sort of like BioShock Infinite, I think I do like the story of The Last of Us more than the gameplay. And I do love the gameplay of The Last of Us. But it was held back from me because of the wonkiness of the AI, and it kind of like
There were certain things that they just couldn't do. Like Ellie,
right.
they didn't want her to be somebody that you hated and were frustrated by. So like, screw it. Enemies can't see her. Unless they see you, they can't see her. Mm-hmm. And it takes away from the immersion, but at the same time, that's a convenience because otherwise we'd probably be pulling our hair out, be like, fucking Ellie, get out of the way.
It wasn't so much that. It was just the little things that are kind of, I guess they're oversights, or maybe they're just like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like compromises. Like if you throw a brick or a bottle at a, sort of in the vein of MGS throwing the magazine, while a character is clearly looking at you, you're clearly in their field of view. They're not going to see you because you're doing the throw animation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you exit the game's reality to perform an animation, and then you
Right.
come back into the game's reality.
Right. In that gameplay trailer, it seemed like they were other players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were that was the most advanced AI I'd seen, like in a supposedly like in-engine run through. But I don't know. I'm conflicted on it, and obviously I'm not one of those people who is just like, oh my god, they're fucking gonna remake this movie. My whole childhood is over. Like my whole childhood's ruined. Like,
You still
no,
have the first one. You still have the old one, whatever.
There's no need to be grandiose about it. It's just like I'll play it anyway, and if I don't like it, it won't mar the first game for me at all. But it is like just that first game is a bit of an anomaly. Like it's so hard for anything to any medium of like storytelling to just introduce brand new characters, brand new environment, brand new story, and have it all work as well as The Last of Us did.
The AAA game space is not like that anymore. We don't see new franchises, especially in the beginning, knock it out of the park. Even with Naughty Dog, the first Uncharted is pretty good, but it's not Uncharted 2 or 3. It's not The Last of Us. It's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone in this room is really a fan of the series, but Assassin's Creed, the first one is okay, then people seem to like the other ones a lot. It's just like, no, those are now AAA franchises, but you don't see a lot of that. You don't see a lot of the just okay game, or no, I'm sorry, you don't see a lot of the first game in a new franchise just be unbelievable.
Right.
You always see the wonkiness build into something else, but this is just, I can't think of a game that's like has done it in recent memory anyway that's just like kicked as much ass as The Last of Us.
And maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe the sequel or prequel or whatever it turns out to be will end up being a lot better in ways that we won't even be able to predict. But it's still like I guess it's a compliment to the game that I'm concerned with. Just what you mentioned, Assassin's Creed. I know I'm definitely the minority. I played the first game, didn't really. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Didn't really care too much for the story in the second one though.
That's how I was.
I guess I liked that first character. Altair, yeah.
It was more mystery, I think, and then the second game, which I think is everyone's favorite pretty much.
Right.
I couldn't connect. I think it was a different game then. It was a different type of game. Even though you're doing the same type of gameplay, almost exactly the same type of gameplay, improved.
Right.
But I couldn't connect with that type of story at that point in my life and have just basically written off the series since then.
Right, neither could I, because I think the first Assassin's Creed, first of all, I don't know if you even remember this, but the whole Animus, is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The whole Animus portion of the game was not revealed, I don't think, during any
it was a secret.
Pre-release. Yeah. As soon as it was released, or as soon as I loaded it in, I saw all this like binary code in the loading screen. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's pretty early on in the game too that you first encountered that.
Yeah, and I was a little bit put off by it, but I eventually liked it and learned to like it. And it was like a brand new, fresh game with a cool setting, story, and characters.
I feel like did you play that? I think it was one summer when the rest of us all went on vacation. And and you were like the only one left in town.
Yeah,
you
just like to fucking York, Maine.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm gonna stay home and just like finish this. I remember like texting you about it and stuff.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
It was fun. I had a good experience playing it, but the second one put me off so much that I never picked it back up. And then once they started coming out every year, I just kind of drop off at that point. You know, I don't follow any Call of Duty games. I don't follow any really sports franchises besides NHL back in the day.
Have you guys played the Far Cry games?
I haven't. I know they have.
It's the same thing. It's the first one wasn't very good. The second one people did like, but it still wasn't huge. And then Far Cry 3 came out, I want to say 2-3 years ago maybe, and that game was fucking awesome.
That was like a PC gamers like dream, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, God yeah. It was fucking phenomenal. I love that game. And then the DLC that came out for that, oh my God, Blood Dragon? Yeah, it was Blood Dragon. It was like it made it like retro, like just like Vice City style. It was really, really cool. I beat that. I like that a lot. But I don't know. I heard the fourth one is actually really good too. So that's another series that's just getting better as it goes. Right. But it didn't start off very well.
Right, and that's like I think that's more common. Like
it is.
The Witcher 3.
Well, because they all probably sold well, and they're dumping more money into development, and they figure, you know what, this is gonna keep selling well. Let's spend more time in making this a good fucking game.
Right.
And it can be some serious cash coming in. But I don't know. I think if the Last of Us sequel is a real thing, I think it's going to be wicked fucking good. And I do think it's going to be a prequel because that's like a hot thing right now, I feel.
The only thing is like the DLC was a prequel.
I didn't play it.
Me neither.
Oh yeah, I guess it was a prequel.
But it was with Ellie though, right?
It wasn't with.
So if it's a prequel with
phenomenal DLC,
it wasn't with Joel. Joel wasn't in it.
Right. But I'm saying if they do a prequel with different characters, I think it
Yeah,
would
I
be
think they could either do a prequel or just like it's a big country. They could do the other side of the world.
right during the
as long
same
as
time.
it's like similar.
Right.
People are gonna love it.
Even if they like intersect
love it.
somehow, that'd be fucking awesome. You
It
know?
won't be Joel, so it won't be as great. But
Yeah. You play as Bill
dude,
until he until he
Gay
does.
Bill.
got me killed so many times. I don't like Bill.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited just for the news alone. I mean, who knows if it's even real? I'm sure it is by the guy's reaction. He obviously was freaking out about it.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, anything could happen. They could be working on it. It could get
right. That
axed, you
might
know?
not come out for fucking 5 years. You know.
The Last of Us made so much money that even if it were the creator's choice to leave it be, I feel like the pressure would definitely be there to create a sequel
exactly.
in some capacity, you know?
There's virtually no incentive not to make it. There's no way they'd lose money. I don't think.
No.
And therefore, they're gonna fucking do it.
And if it's coming out on current gen, it's going to be easy to develop because they already have Last of Us on PS4,
right,
which is going to make it a lot easier to do.
Yeah,
if they're using the same engine and
We
whatnot.
also have Uncharted 4 engine if they wanted to use
Exactly.
that.
Right. It's just going to speed up development. So if it does happen, I'm going to guess it comes out 2017. They're going to announce it next year at some point, and it's going to come out short after. That's my guess.
I mean, I don't really care when it comes out. I just feel like this console generation is still pretty young, and if they
Honestly, I think this gen is going to be a short generation.
it'll probably be shorter than the previous one, but it's still.
The last generation was like the longest yet, right?
It was about 2006
8 or
to
9 years.
2013. Right?
Throw that number out there, yeah.
When did PS4 drop? 2013.
Yes, end of 2013, yeah.
Right. So 2006 to 2013. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
It's
7
not
years.
going to be
7 years,
7
okay.
years, but it's only 2 years in, and I don't know if they're going to go for that same show-stopping like kind of effect that The Last of Us had at the tail end of that generation. That was probably the best looking, best feeling game on the PS3.
Absolutely.
I don't think they will, just because I think that the reason it came out on the end of the PS3 is because they just like finally figured out how to use the PS3 to its full capabilities.
Yeah.
Whereas the PS4 you can already, or Xbox One you can already use it. PS4, I forgot they don't
Yeah,
do Xbox.
Operating on the PS3 was
It's just like be a lot
like
easier.
performing heart surgery.
Yeah, it was like I think the most frustrating like console to develop for, which is why I think so many Bethesda games came out super shitty on them.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, yeah, it's not easy.
But speaking of, franchises that come out every year, the Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, maybe I've just turned my ears off. It seems like those are slowing down a little bit, but
I don't think Call of Duty is.
I don't know.
But,
But,
it's 'cause three
I
people make
guarantee
Call
you
of
by
Duty.
2017 there will be a Metal Gear game in the same engine, the Fox engine, and it'll basically be what we're looking at. Now, I hope it's not about any of the characters. I hope it, but we will see another Metal Gear Solid game. Fact. Like, Konami's going to put that out. This
I
game
think
is
so.
crushing it.
I think before that there will be another, Metal Gear Revengeance type
Yeah.
or like some sort of spin-off where. But who knows though? Because Konami is so kind of up in the air right
But
now.
they said, I mean, now they totally are, but they said that they have plans for the series, and Kojima's just like, what? You mean he's gone? So
right. But their word doesn't mean shit
that's true.
to me. at
One of
least.
the lead developers of the Fox engine that the game runs in just quit Konami. I saw an article
Really?
about it today. It didn't have much of a reason why, other than like sources saying he was unhappy with the direction that they were going in.
Question. Define start of the new generation. Like, what console needs to come out to make it officially a new gen?
I don't know. I don't know if you can say Nintendo because
Yeah,
Because that's what I was going to
I
bring
would
up.
probably say a new PlayStation or Microsoft one, because to me, the Wii U is last generation. So the NX.
You think
will
so?
be- yeah, it's not like
See, I have a
it's an upgrade, but I don't. It came out around the same. Like it didn't
came out in 2012.
Yeah, so it came out
November.
Before, so I would sort of say that was the start of this. Well, maybe I don't know.
It's weird, but
Everything
I
is-
often think of Nintendo as their own entity, and they don't really
Yeah.
play by the gen rules.
That's what I'd probably say too.
But but that's only because they release underpowered machines.
yeah,
If they release a new console, if NX is fucking like straight up unbelievable, it's like the new GameCube or something, then would you count that as a next gen? It's like kind of weird how
it would be next gen Nintendo, but I don't think it'd be next gen for gaming.
right.
I don't think that the technology would necessarily be next gen either. That's more of what we're
Yeah.
looking
Well,
at.
it depends on the technology. If it's VR, then it very well could be.
Yeah, but VR, PlayStation has their own VR. It's coming out next year.
Right, but so is
So-
NX.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying, I don't think it would really be next gen. I don't know. It's tough with Nintendo because I feel like Nintendo is always like They come out with a console, and then they come out with a handheld that's just like better than the console.
Right.
So everyone's always just like, oh yeah.
That's
I
why the
forgot they
big
make consoles.
the big rumor is that they're gonna combine the handheld with the home console.
Yeah.
Which is, thinking about it, it seems like it would be brilliant,
Yeah,
but
I don't
it's
think they'll do it. They'll make more money if they have two separate things.
Exactly. It's killing off a handheld market that they've invented pretty much. They started the handheld market.
Yeah. Or they're the most successful because no one
Right.
really has a Vita besides me and Chris.
Right.
And like three
Well, I
other
mean,
people.
they started it with the Game Boy.
I know, but I'm just saying, like even
Or with
though
Game &
when
Watch.
other ones have come in, it's just like they're
they
not popular.
they don't sell well, and that's a fact. And they honestly haven't really sold well for a long time now, which is a reason why you could think the reason they signed up to do smartphone games with DNA is because they're slowly getting out of the mobile space with their own, consoles. So I don't know. I don't think if Nintendo puts a machine out, it'll be the start of a new generation. That's not even what I was trying to say. I'm more on your side, Steve. I think that they just do their own thing.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
think they're like, we don't care what everyone else is doing.
right, which is a good thing for them to do, because if they try to compete with the big boys, the
It's not gonna
casual
go well.
fan is not gonna do it, and it's not gonna go well at all, unless they release something like the Wii. And
Or
it's
the NX is just like 10 times better than anything else we've seen before. Which I
Right.
doubt it's going to be.
wouldn't that be great though?
They're not interested. They're not. I mean, I don't think they're interested in necessarily competing in those ways with pushing the hardware. That's not what they're about. I mean, they're about providing a platform to innovate and then give their brand of games, which is different than, like you said, Steve, it's not like the future of gaming, it's Nintendo. They're kind of separate now, which is interesting because Nintendo has always been such an integral part of gaming.
Plus, whenever there's like a console war fight, it's never Nintendo versus Sony versus Xbox. It's always Xbox versus PlayStation. So I think people are just like, oh yeah, Nintendo's cool, but then like PlayStation rules and Xbox sucks or whatever.
If they can,
it's not my opinion. That's just
they've carved out their own space in the market. It's just not a very big space. If they can manage to make it bigger with whatever they do next, then maybe it'll go back to being the three competing with each other. But right now, Nintendo isn't in competition. It's doing its own thing, for better or for worse.
I think it's even more likely that we'll see something else just emerge, whether it be like a Steam box type thing or just someone else is going to come after this market too. It can't just remain these two companies forever, or three, however you want to put it. I mean, Nintendo is definitely not a part of that rat race, the technological rat race at all. They're, like you were just saying, Chris, they're just carving out their own market. I think that there's so much market between Microsoft and Sony that there's no way someone else isn't going to pop up and at least give it a chance.
Right, the third competitor.
Definitely.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Maybe Apple, honestly.
Maybe.
kind of. They developed the new Apple TV that like can play games kind of on it.
Like
It's
mobile apps, or
yeah, it's just like I heard stuff about it. It's like not that impressive yet, but like
Right.
maybe it could be in a few years.
would it
but
Would it surprise you if it was really good?
right now? Yeah, if down the line,
Eventually,
no,
right?
I
It
don't
would.
think
It would
so.
also be like you'd have to fucking like refinance your home to buy
Yeah.
it. Like it'd be so expensive.
I mean, it would be interesting to see what happens if like when Steam machines start coming out. 'Cause
Oh,
they should be
that's
coming out
gonna
soon, right?
that's gonna be a good day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't fucking wait for that.
yeah, that's gonna be great.
The control's really weird though. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't.
I played it, used it at PAX, and I actually really liked it. It's cool.
I never saw the
You can use it in like Dota and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
understand how that
I
would
don't
work.
understand when people use them for MMOs.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but it's
So-
compatible with them.
So I don't know a ton about it. I just like the prospect of it. Would I be able to play Skyrim on this?
Yeah.
Would I be able to mod Skyrim on
Yes.
this?
That's kind of the whole point.
It's just like a PC, but like a pre-built one that's like a little bit cheaper. That's like closer to a gaming console
Right.
than a gaming PC.
And it integrates big picture mode
Right.
well with the controller, and it makes it more of like a living room experience.
And there were talks, I thought, about it being $99 a long time ago.
I think there are different tiers, so you can get like the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that's,
there's, like,
not
three
as
of them.
Great, that's like $99.
But I mean, what are
and
you
then
getting
spend
for $99? It's probably
probably a little worse than
it,
PS4 and
yeah.
Xbox One.
Well, I would take that.
I'd say a good amount worse.
I'd take that because I run Skyrim on my my HP Envy. Like, it's not a gaming
Right.
laptop whatsoever.
Depends on what you're
It
gonna
has
use.
an integrated video card, and I run Skyrim on low settings, and you'd be fucking surprised. Like, it's playable.
Oh,
It's not like Oblivion
yeah.
on low settings. It is like the full game, and I get 60 FPS most of the time because it's so low. So I would take sub PS4, sub Xbox One graphics for $100. My laptop costs $700. You know?
Yeah, that is a cheap price tag. It's very
Yeah,
attractive.
dude, that's gonna be awesome. And we'll see what happens when Fallout 4 drops. And
Steam is fair with pricing, so you probably will get decent enough hardware to even like play Rocket League on, or just
Right.
play indie games, anything like that. Like it would
Right.
be worth it.
I think they're going to be this competitor that will be. There's such a dichotomy right now between PC gaming and console gaming. They're going to bridge that gap because I've experienced both. You've experienced both. Like PC gaming is, obviously a cut above, but it is so expensive. And I got to the point where it's like I can build a new machine right now, and spend $1,000, or whatever, you can build them for $700, $750.
Yeah,
or I
the
can
budget is.
Or I can get a laptop that I can bring to work with me, that I can bring anywhere I want, and do almost anything I want with it besides gaming for less money. And I just made that decision as like a consumer. But if I had like this ability to play PC games with modding capabilities, play GTA with all the mods, like
Already built for you for someone who doesn't want to go through that shit.
right. And it's not even like I don't know how to. Like
Right. I'm someone who doesn't know how to. Though,
right, but I think it's better either way, because like, I mean, maybe I'm just full of shit. Maybe I'm like a hypocrite, especially after our whole Android and Apple like debate, I guess.
It wasn't really a debate.
No, not really. But like, just how I've always loved Android and the ability to like for the same reasons I've always loved PCs more than Macs. But I think with the Steam box, it's just like a no-brainer for me personally to play the games that I want to play in the way that I want to play them.
Going back to something from a couple minutes ago.
No.
Please, Steve.
Yeah,
Can I
fine.
please do it?
Yeah.
It's about Nintendo, of course. They announced the new president. What's his name? Tatsumi Kimishima. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that
Probably
poorly.
You probably are all right. I can't see it, so it's gonna be hard.
But he was the former Nintendo of America president from 02 to 06, and he was the first president of the Pokemon Company International.
It's fine.
Along with the news that they're announcing Pokemon Go for smartphones,
Yeah, it seems. I haven't seen it. Like I haven't watched the trailer for it, but
which
what I've
seems
heard about it,
great.
it seems awesome.
We'll get into the game after.
Yeah.
It's just those two announcements coming hand in hand make a lot of sense, obviously, because he's involved with that franchise and that company. And I didn't realize that Pokemon Company and Nintendo are two completely different companies. It's a Nintendo franchise, but they're not tied together whatsoever. So him being the new head honcho at Nintendo, with them announcing this big mobile game coming out, what else do you think they're going to do in the mobile market? Like, what other games are you going to expect to see within the next couple of years on your fucking smartphone?
I don't know.
Just
Pokemon
real quick, just to
seems
get
like
this
the
out
perfect
there,
one.
this was something that had been talked about for a while now, right? Since before Iwata passed.
yeah.
right? Okay. Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I can't really think of anything else that you'd want to do. Like, I guess anything would really work, but in this way that Pokemon Go is going to be, I don't think you can do anything else besides Pokemon, because nothing else makes any sense.
Picture this: you're in your house.
No.
All right.
Stop.
You
Get
turn the
out.
lights off.
I know what you're gonna say.
You pull your phone up. It accesses the camera. Suddenly, Mario. You're playing
AR.
Luigi's Mansion AR. You're finding ghosts in your house.
It's like a
Sucking 'em
fatal
up.
frame would be really cool,
Oh yeah.
like on mobile.
Dude, not even kidding. That could be a direction they go in, because Pokemon Go is AR, correct?
Yeah.
It's got yeah.
Or it's like, yeah, because you have to go to different places to get different Pokemon.
Right. The thing that confuses me about that is, what if you live in the fucking middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Are they going to program it so?
You can trade Pokemon.
It's probably just how fucking Street Pass works.
No,
If you're walking the busy streets of
I'm pretty
Japan,
Sure, all right, the way I've listened to another podcast, they were talking about it, and I think the way that they thought it was going to go is that all of like the common Pokemon are going to just be everywhere. So like you'll be walking like everywhere and you'll find like Caterpies and bullshit like that. Like the harder to get ones, they're going to be the ones that are in like the more populated areas. So like if you want to get like, I don't know, like a fucking legendary, it might be in like New York City, or like
do we have an example of a legendary Pokemon?
Zapdos.
Dude, that's exactly what I was
He
going
was on his
to say.
toes.
But like I was going to think like a mid tier, like slightly better one where you'd find
A Butterfree.
yeah, Butterfree might be like in Boston, whereas like you'll just find Caterpies like wherever
Right.
you live.
But what I would like, I know that doesn't mean shit to them, obviously, is
It
like
should. Everybody, listen up. Joe Tag's on the mic.
I wish they could program it somehow where it's randomly generated to a point where, if like, let's say I'm hiking in the middle of the fucking woods and wherever I am,
Yeah.
like, and my phone starts buzzing, and then I take out my camera, and then the AR little Pokemon comes walking over the grass. I'll shit my fucking pants, dude. Like, that would be so sick.
That's what I think it's going to be. But it's just going to be, I don't think it's
Those will
gonna
be random, just
I don't
scrub
think it's gonna
Pokemon.
be random, like, you won't just be walking like through the woods and find like a Zapdos. It'll just be like, oh, that's
find
like
an Ekans.
That's like that's an Ekans that's like programmed to be in this part of the area.
Right, which is totally fine. I don't care if it's not a big legendary Pokemon.
Exactly how they're going to do it. It's just like
Arbok.
different Pokemon are different areas. That's too high level.
I think it's a great idea. I just think it ultimately will fail because not enough people are going to use it.
So I've heard that the company who's making it, not like this Nintendo and Pokemon, and then there's like they brought in developers to make it. I heard that they made a really like good ARG before, but like it just wasn't as popular. But I heard like it was just like a lot of fun to play, and like it was like country versus country and all of this stuff. Or it was like two different teams.
Just like a world war.
Kind of, but like with two different teams.
Great.
But I've heard like it was one person who was talking about it, like they said it was awesome, but like it just wasn't popular. So I feel like with Pokemon, like that developer, I think they can make it work.
Yeah, it is a big name.
Like here's Pokemon Go, here's Pokemon Go 2, here's Pokemon Go. I think it will probably last for a while,
right?
And they'll go back to making them for.
Does it have enough to be a full-fledged Pokemon game?
I think. Yeah.
What's the paywall going to be? You know, like what are you going to have to pay for? There's going to be a paywall.
I don't know. Like I don't know much about it.
I know. I know. I love how I'm directing these questions towards you, but I'm just asking them in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just think like. Think about every little butthead you've seen with an iPhone. Every elementary school level kid with an iPhone. Those are... I know Pokemon is such like an intergenerational market. Like people our age, people older than us, and kids growing up now all love Pokemon. But they're the ones who Nintendo will be getting the cash grab from. And I also think that in a similar fashion to the way I think Sega or whoever owned Sonic... They released on iOS and Android optimized versions of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I think maybe even Sonic 3.
Mega Man X is on iOS as well.
You're probably going to start seeing maybe packages of like, Super Mario Bros. And Donkey Kong.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No,
As
no.
optimized iPhone games?
No.
Really? Why not?
I don't think you're ever going to see a full-fledged Super Mario Bros. Platformer on the iPhone.
I'm saying remakes of the originals.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely
like a whole
misunderstood
collection
you.
of like
charge
ice
like
climbers.
$15.99 like they do for the Final Fantasy games.
I thought you just said Charizard.
Charge like they do for Charizard.
Yeah, you know what? I completely blanked on what you were saying, but yeah, that's probably
that'd be cool
going
too.
to happen. It would be.
Donkey Kong's one of my favorite games. Like to play. I don't know. You don't like it?
I can't talk about it.
Why not?
I have spoken poorly about Donkey Kong. I've talked my shit about it.
As a character, but not
No,
that
as a game.
What?
Yeah, I hate Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong anyway.
Donkey Kong 64 is one of the worst games I've ever played.
I'm talking about Donkey Kong.
I'm talking about just
jumping over barrels.
Jumpman, yeah.
I'm talking about in general, just the franchise. And then I forget who I was talking to. It doesn't matter. But I talked shit to them about Donkey Kong Country, and they were like, "You're fucking mistaken. You need to go back and play that game now." And I did, and that game is fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Donkey
it's
Kong
great.
Country rules.
Yeah, those games are awesome.
Yeah, I spoke too soon back then, but I still will say, as the whole franchise, I'm not crazy about it. That's the only game in it that I really like. I haven't even beaten it. I've just spent a little bit of time with it, and I kind of even forgot about it. It's just, and as a character, he's just so stupid and annoying. I just don't like him.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think like even in Animal Crossing, the original Animal Crossing for GameCube, you could get like Christmas presents and stuff, and sometimes you would get like an NES. And it'd be the first 2 levels of Balloon Fight. You know what I mean? That shit was awesome. I'd love to get like that generation of games just as like a mobile optimized package that I could just download.
Aren't those games like basically going to be in Fallout 4 versus like knockout versions of them?
Yeah, I did. I remember hearing something about that.
There's like Space Invaders, whatever. You can like play on your Pip-Boy in game. But so I'm just saying, maybe you won't be able to get it on your phone, but you'll be able to play it on your Pip-Boy.
Yeah,
Joe, what do you think?
It's a start. I think Animal Crossing would be the perfect mobile game.
Yeah.
Perfect mobile game.
And it has a lot of potential to turn into a Sims free play bullshit paywall structure, though.
And you know what? Sims free play is not a bullshit paywall at all.
I disagree. I reached a wall where I was like, oh, I have to wait 24 hours to make a birthday cake? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but what do you need the birthday cake for? Birthdays
to level up your character, or to have a baby, to make your baby into a teenager.
Have you played it recently?
No, I played it 2 years ago.
Oh, dude, yeah, they totally optimized that shit. It's way better
because
now.
it was a bullshit paywall structure. That's what I'm remembering.
But they got feedback and they were like, let's do it better this time.
Me and Steve played Clash of Clans for like
Yeah, we did.
2 years, and that game is like pay us, give us money. We just grit it down, and we never paid
Yeah,
a
I've
goddamn cent for
anyone
one of those
who's
games.
Played it. I've gotten all 5 builders. I haven't spent a dime on
Yeah,
that.
no. You
That's
just
as much
raw.
as you
You,
can get.
just raw. You dig deep, and you
Yeah.
just get it.
You just dropped on
You
all
hustle.
those trees.
Yeah, you sweat it out on the court every day.
Get all those gems, and then you finally just like one day, you're like 2,500. Boom! I have like 6,000.
Took me 3 years, but we here, fam.
Yeah, we here. I haven't played it since, but I got that fucking last builder.
I can think of somebody who all of us know, Tony DiBiase.
Shout out.
Good dude. Shout out. He's like a no bullshit kind of guy. Like not the kind of guy you'd expect to get sucked into a paywall. He got sucked into Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
dude.
I talked to him about this one
He
night.
dropped like well over like $30.
That's
on
wacky.
that, which is just
What
like
the F, Tony?
right. He's like a person who is just completely. He wasn't playing any of it. He was playing PS1 back in like 2012. Like he's not a guy who's willing to throw a lot of money.
But you
at
know
the
what?
game.
Like, if that's the thing that you're into, if that's the thing you're doing, fuck it. Give it $30. Who gives
Whatever.
a shit? Like, if that's like, if you're having a good time and it's like $1 here, $1 there, like, that can become a toxic thing. Those people spending like $1,000 on Candy Crush. Like, that's toxic. That's a disease. That's called addiction.
Right.
But when you're just like, you know what, I'm having a good time with this game. I don't feel like waiting 2 days, and this is the only thing I'm really playing. Fuck it. Here's $30. I don't give a shit.
It's nothing new though. Like I remember back when I was a kid, before I played any PC games outside of like Age of Empires and StarCraft, my mom was warning me about EverQuest because she had a coworker whose son was helplessly addicted to EverQuest and was telling me all these stories about a player who got some extremely rare like world drop item. And then
She called it a world drop. She was like, yeah, Dill, listen.
yeah, exactly.
It's a BOE.
It's a BOE world drop. It's extremely rare. It's like a 1 in .0001 chance of it dropping. And he got it, and one way or another lost it, and he committed suicide.
Yeah, I heard the same stories from my mom. They probably watched the same news reports that made video games seem like they were the like literally the worst thing that a child could be a part
I mean,
of.
these were isolated incidents,
Yeah.
and like I'm not saying that people are killing themselves over Candy Crush. Maybe they are. I don't even know. But there were
It's a
paywalls.
huge bummer if they are.
There were paywalls in those games too, and people were throwing even like RuneScape. People were throwing a shitload of money at
Diablo 3 auction house when it first launched was real money, and then they were like, "Yep, we're taking this down because this is fucked up."
Right.
And people are pissed.
The reason you're hearing about it so much now is because it's happening to people who don't play games. You know, I mean, it's happening to Joe Schmo's aunt. Is just like
Kid, what about my aunt?
she's fucking tossing bills.
Call me back,
into
dog.
Candy Crush. And also, I thought I had heard that when you're paying for Candy Crush, you're paying for more lives. You can reset, at least on an iPhone 5, you can reset your clock.
Yeah, you
just
can.
the most old school trick.
I
in the
taught my
book.
dad that trick. He's gone. My dad loves Candy Crush. He's part of the problem, but he doesn't pay any money because he's
Right.
just like, well, I'm out of lives. He looks both ways.
Yeah.
Make sure my mom's not around. He resets the clock on his iPad.
See, I used to do that in Animal
Gets his
Crossing.
lives. Yeah.
I would do that in Animal Crossing to get all the sweet Christmas presents. And then all of my neighbors would be like, "Where have you been for like 4 years?" And I'd be like, "I only show up on Christmas."
It's none of your
bitch.
fucking business.
Stop giving me gifts, and I'll stop.
I'm
doing
Santa
it.
Claus.
Santa.
You're actually like the Grinch because you steal all the presents.
I don't steal them.
I just deleted
Yeah,
my Animal Crossing save from when we were in high school. Remember when we were all playing it?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
deleted it because my girlfriend wanted to play Animal Crossing, and I was like, I'll get the new one. She's like, no, get the new one. Let me play your old one.
Dude,
And
get the new one.
I know I will, but I was like, try this out
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And that ended up being something completely different. We went away on vacation, and at night, like I brought my DS so she could play Animal Crossing, and I brought my Vita. I was starting a new game of Persona 4, and I played Persona 4 for like half an hour, and I realized like she wasn't like playing her game anymore. She was just like watching me play. She's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And whatever, we played through like the first like segment of the game, then I turned it off and went to bed. And then like 2 days later, when we got back,
No.
went to sleep. I drank like 1,000 beers. Guys, I had like 1,000 beers tonight, like a pretty, like I'm so, anyway. Mario. All right, that's my reset. So we get home and she's just like, I was finally like, yo, like I'm gonna play the Phantom Pain. Like it's been a couple days. Let me get out. She's like, yeah, no worries. Like go ahead. She just doesn't talk like that, but
She's like, yeah, bro.
she's like, yeah, bro. Like
She
fine,
gives you
no
a
worries.
shit,
Like,
dabs you up.
like for sure. Like just go there, bro. I don't care.
Dude, just like throw it on.
Just
your
like
shirt.
yeah, like what's Big Boss up to? What's Kaz doing?
Cause.
Kazu
Being
Hira.
annoying.
Hey, Cause is on this mission. Kill.
You're gonna
He's
take him,
coming
boss?
too.
Yeah. He's coming too.
Yes,
Fuck
fuck
you,
yes, Costa. I'm coming to you. All right. No, but she just like looks at me. She's like, "Can I play Persona?" And it was one of the happiest moments of my life. It was. I didn't build it up enough, but like I haven't even been able to really convince Steve to play Persona.
I played it for a little bit,
Yeah.
but it was on. I had it for like an emulator on PC, and it just didn't work right with my old computer. And then I just sort of just haven't played it since.
So this is the day
Like
after
5.
our vacation, and we're both just like pooped from like doing stuff and drinking and whatever
Vacating.
and vacating. Yeah,
Of course, how much better than you is she already?
I'm not. So I don't remember how long it took
I
me,
know she
but
played Phantom Pain for you.
everybody who's played Persona 4 Golden knows that like pretty much the biggest
Sucks.
difficulty spike in the game is the first dungeon, Yukiko's castle. It's infamous for being like a little bit too hard for that point in the game. It's the first dungeon, I think. Yeah, first real dungeon.
Yeah, it's like the first legit one.
Yeah,
It sucked.
and yeah, it sucks. It's frankly like it sucks. I mean, I remember grinding like a ton and then finally just going and taking care of it. And that's really the only point in that game where I ever felt like I had to grind, and it's right at the beginning. So it's sort of it's a bar of entry. But over the course of the day, I mean, we got home in the morning and then we're just like hanging out all day, not really doing anything. And she, by the end of the day, had beaten Yukiko's castle. It was just like moving on. And then the part she got stuck on was she had to find the gym at the school, the practice room. And she was like, I can't find this fucking building. Like, I'm turning this off. But it's a crowning moment of my life. Like somebody in my life is finally playing Persona 4 Golden, which if I haven't ever expressed this enough, I used to tell people all the time last year when I was playing it. It's in my top 5, I think, favorite video games of all time. So I'm excited.
Damn.
I'm very excited.
Saying something.
Hey, yo, wait, hold on. Joe, get away from the mic.
5 looks pretty good though. That umbrella.
Persona 5 trailer popped today.
Yeah.
Tokyo
Well,
Game Show.
a new trailer.
Last night, yeah. Looks fucking awesome. I'm sorry, I'm still holding you back. Just say what? You can walk in the rain holding an umbrella. You can text your friends.
You have plaid pants.
You have plaid pants. Persona 5 is gonna be dope. But we'll talk about it at another point.
Play video games with that cat.
There's a big special, Persona special happening at Tokyo Game Show on Saturday. So I think next week we'll probably know more. All right, Joe, come to the mic.
You're looking right in my soul while you were saying that whole thing.
I just wanted to clarify. By new Animal Crossing, I did not mean the one that came out like. Did it come out
Talking about
already?
one that's coming out
The
soon.
Yeah, Happy Home Designer.
Oh wait, hold on. New
Yeah.
Leaf?
No, I was talking about New
All
Leaf.
right.
There's another one that already came out.
No, that's the one. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought you meant. I didn't even
I
know there
ain't
was another
scratched that. I'm not talking about that one. I was talking about New Leaf. That game's sick, and I've dumped like well over 60 hours into that.
I haven't played that at all. The last one I played was the DS one, like you were saying when we were in high school.
Shout out.
We would
Shout
bring
out high
our
school.
bring our DSs to high school and then like visit each other's villages and like take each other's oranges and apples and shit and plant them. And I'm not like an artistic person, like a visual arts. I can't do anything. I can't draw a picture of a fucking a chicken. I get visually.
That's
I
not
can't.
entirely true. You used to have some pretty dope post-it notes back at
Music's
work.
an art, and I would say you're pretty artistic with that.
I said visually
know.
artistic. Either way, like, I
Different.
can't do much. I can like copy a picture of a chicken and then add a gun to his hand and give him like a Jack Trogdor.
Give him a hand first.
Yeah, but there was the tailor in that Animal Crossing game where you could make your own clothes.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, I had a knack for it, and I would make all like hardcore band T-shirts.
I made a
the-
Minor Threat one. That was my
Yeah,
favorite
you made
one.
the Minor Threat one with the black sheep
Yeah.
and the.
Because that's the only shirt that I wore in high school.
I made the Descendants.
Yeah, I remember
Milo Goes to College one. No, it was the I Don't Want to Grow Up one with the baby Milo.
Yeah.
I made the Black Flag bars. That was sick.
Yeah.
I would.
I don't think
honestly-
I ever used that.
You could just give them to your and then put it on your character's shirt.
Yeah, I remember the shop. I don't think I ever tried it though.
Yeah, my character would be walking around wearing a sick Black Flag shirt.
Yeah.
Being punk as fuck.
Two-stepping his way to the
Yeah.
way to the store.
In New Leaf, they have the same designing thing, but it instead of using it as a shirt, you use it as like a tile on the ground.
You can use it. No, you can make outfits too.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, because I remember I had never played an Animal Crossing, and I was really going to get that one because I kept seeing people when I used to be on Tumblr a lot would like post like awesome like stuff from like anime or like TV shows. I'm like, dude, I want to wear all of that stuff in my character because they would just make like whole outfits, and it would just like that looks just like what it's supposed to be. From.
It's fun, man. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Easy,
Are they making
easy
a new
game to
one?
dump some hours into. Yeah, it's coming out. It either just came out or it's coming out really soon.
Is it for just the new 3DS or both?
It's for both, but the US is now getting the small new 3DS
Oh yeah.
as a bundle with that game. They didn't say they were going to release the standalone console, which I'm happy they didn't announce that because I just bought that one and I was waiting for the small one.
Anyway. Even though I've heard that the smaller one's better. I've heard people like the smaller one better, I should say.
I like the small one, but
I like my big 3DS. It's nice, but I'm sure the small
I like the buttons on the small one, which that's not worth the fucking extra money to get a whole new system. But anyway, yeah, they're releasing that with the game as a bundle. I don't know about a standalone though.
Joe, I have a specific memory of us in high school in some current affairs class. Doesn't matter what it was. We're watching a really, really serious movie, and you and me were in the back of the room. We were liked by the teacher, but we were in the back of the room with our backpacks on the table and our DSs like underneath them so they couldn't be seen. We're like 18 years old. We're not children. We're like pretty much adults. With the brightness turned down so that nobody could see because the lights are off in the classroom. Just being like, Psst, Joe, do you have any lemons in your village? Like just making friggin' Animal Crossing trades while we're watching a serious movie about like apartheid.
Apartheid. I was just gonna say it was
like,
about apartheid.
Well, it was fucked up.
Yeah. When life gives you lemons, give them to your friends and have them plant them.
When life gives you apartheid, just
give them lemons.
Just play Animal Crossing because that's
better.
Okay. Sketchy territory. What's up, guys?
Not much. Just been hanging out.
Just been podcasting. For
I've been
45 minutes.
So we've been pretty active on Twitter the last few days.
Twitter.
One thing I've noticed from people who are talking about the Phantom Pain is almost everybody has had a backup game while they're going through the Phantom Pain. I've heard, who was it? Patty from Twin Humanities, the same as playing Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah.
Someone else was saying, there were a few. I've been playing Rocket League, but I think that game is such a pain in the ass in a good way. But it's so like heavy and dense. I think it almost requires some sort of like, all right, I just dumped so many hours into that, did that mission. I'm just gonna go to Mother Base, log off, and play a few rounds of whatever Rocket League or go do something else.
Where I'm at right now is I've already started to say this to you before the podcast because I was frustrated when I came over here. There's a certain point where spoilers for mission structure. You have to just kind of complete extra missions to get story missions. And it's like extreme difficulty or total stealth where you can't get seen once.
Right.
And they're fun in a way. I mean, some of them have been a lot of fun. Just the one I'm on right now, I was just getting frustrated. But the most frustrating part is I really want to see the end of the game. Like, super bad. And I'm so close. And I keep having little things spoiled for me.
No, I can't spoil.
What are you looking at?
Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I keep having little things spoiled for me, and it's like you're just getting closer and closer to having the whole thing ruined, and I'm so close to just beating the game completely, but I have to beat these extreme difficulty missions, which plenty of people have done, and they can do it, but it's just, I was at work for 8 hours today. Like, I wanted to come home and play the game for a little bit, advance a little bit, come do the podcast. It's just, I find that now that I'm older, I have slightly less tolerance for bouncing off of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was just a frustrating experience. And then Steve was over while I was doing it. He sees me getting all mad. And I'm like, all right, we'll upgrade some stuff, change my loadout a little bit. We go in to do it, and we're just waiting. Now it's like getting time where we have to leave to go to the podcast. But waiting for this thing to spawn, it just like didn't show up. And I was just like, fuck this. And I turned it off. And I don't know if other people are having certain experiences like that, but pretty much just this, like, the missions where you have to anything that involves vehicles, like taking out tanks or like trucks. So it's like those are the ones I don't like, and that's when it becomes, I think, a different type of game.
Absolutely.
I was saying to Steve earlier, I wish in the free roam stuff, it's awesome that you have this huge map to go around. But when you're doing like story missions, I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to have to like travel 4,000 meters to get to the next mission. Like, I guess I can get in a helicopter to this. I just wish that I could go to the next area. Like in every other Metal Gear Solid, where when you advance to the next screen, that's the next area like that you're supposed to be in. I mean, it's just small gripes because you spend a lot of time playing any game, you're going to start to pick things out. And I'm coming off of a frustrating experience, an hour ago. But I understand why people like need to have like other games for decompression.
Definitely. And Steve and I are actually stuck around the exact same spot. Where we need missiles to
well, just as they're suggested, but yeah,
they're suggested. But like I was saying to you, Chris, there's certain missions where you need or recommends missiles, or you need to blow up tanks, you need to blow up trucks and shit like that. It takes, I think, 3 C4 to blow up 1 tank, and you spawn with 4 C4. So it's just I can see the incentive to develop your R&D, and had I played Ground Zeroes extensively like you did, my mother base would have probably already been much more
Yeah, it's
upgraded.
a nice little bonus.
So, rather for me, like there's the possibility of going into a zone, blowing up one tank with 4 C4, escaping, and then getting a supply drop of more C4 and just doing it the same way. But that's just like tedious and it's not fun, and it's hard to get a good rank doing that. It's gonna, at the very least, even if you manage to not be spotted, it's gonna take a while. So I've been like Steve, grinding my my side ops. Yeah, just doing as many as I can, and just like taking out every enemy outpost I get and extracting all of the people who are really just above a D at anything. I'll pull them out, and like it is like there is a level of tedium to it where I'm like you, or I want so badly just to advance the story, because for me, like I just have encountered quiet, and that's really that's where I'm at. Like there has not been much story development, only introduction. So, and I've just got a side ops mission to make contact with another character who I won't reveal just because of I don't want to spoil it. But I'm really excited that got done. But that didn't get done until I grinded through one of the explosive missions. Ended up getting an E rating on it. Like I did poorly because there was no way for me to do it without long distance. Like the grenade launcher doesn't cut it for blowing up these vehicles. So I was just having to run. I mean the grenade launcher from a distance doesn't do it. You need to hit it like 4 or 5 times. So I would just run in front of vehicles and just like hope I don't die. Yeah. Just like shooting. Like
what's interesting is I've realized the game is painted as an approach the mission any way you want, tackle it any way you want. It only starts to get like that kind of later in the game when you've unlocked a ton of different things. Early on in the game, it's like, yeah, you can take out this tank or you can bolt it and capture it. It's like, no, I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on mission 4. I don't have that capability yet. Like, there's no way that's going to happen.
Is that like them encouraging mother base, save data transfer from Ground Zeroes? Like,
I don't think it would help that much.
No,
I got like 10 guys, and that's because I saved like every single person.
You only had 10?
Maybe it was more than that. I don't know. But there's a mission in Ground Zeroes to assassinate 2 guys named the Eye and the Finger. And I did that mission so many times over and over again, so those 2 names are burned into my fucking head. But I extracted them instead of killing them, so I was able to get them. And I'm thinking, like, fuck yeah, these 2, like, highly trained killers or whoever that the government wants them dead. These are specialized guys. I got them on my team now, and they're, like, B rank in whatever their special thing was. And
Gotta get Kojima though.
Yeah, you got Kojima, who's an S rank in Intel.
He S rank and he's like A+ and other things.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you save Kojima in Ground Zeroes, it's well worth it.
Is he in your mother base?
Sure is.
Really?
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him walking around, but he's there.
Yeah.
I love the names. They're so funny.
Right? Yeah, they're just randomly generated.
Komodo Dragon.
The first female soldier that I got, because now you can play as whoever's on your combat team. You don't have to be Snake.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna play as a lady version of Snake, and it was her name was Mad Wolf, and I was like, fuck yeah, like, that's cool as fuck.
That'd be a sick band name, Mad Wolf.
Yeah.
Dude.
She was not great, and every time I would sprint, she would be get really out of breath. But I think you can level up combat abilities and stuff.
When you play as their stats level up because Snake's all A++, I think.
Yep.
So I think you just have to play as that character for a lot, which is useful to play as different people in the beginning when you can, because they come with like different skills. So you could have someone who has a skill that maybe eventually Snake can get, but not for like, you need like a really high R&D. And you just picked up this random dude who has like, I have a random guy who has longer reflex mode. Yeah. Which I'll probably never use, but just like, oh, it'd be cool if I wanted to. Yeah. Just switch to him when I get the opportunity.
I've resigned my first playthrough because I'm fairly certain I'm going to play it again as soon as I beat it. I've resigned this first playthrough as just like completely feeling it out. Most of the combat developments, they like confuse the shit out of me. I did one of them and failed. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Oh, the deployment stuff?
Combat deployment. Yeah, deploying my combat unit.
That's weird to even, but to call it a playthrough feels weird now.
Yeah.
With every other Metal Gear game, it's just like, yes, this is a playthrough. I'm going to start at the beginning, go to the end. Because you can replay any mission at any time and get the full story again.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not, I don't know. I don't mean to sound negative because I love this game so
obviously much. Well, it's like anything. It's like anything that I really care about, I'm gonna be more sensitive toward. Like if one of you guys broke into my car and stole my shit, I'd be really, really upset. Not only because I lost my shit, but because like my best friends did it. Whereas if some fuckhead I didn't care about did it, I would just be pissed that I lost my shit. Yeah. So like if I'm not gonna waste time picking apart a game that I don't feel is worthy of that. I mean, Phantom Pain is a fantastic game. Like virtually no complaints as far as the game itself goes. It's only these like situational sort of like headaches that I'm running into. I don't love grinding, but I do come from a somewhat of an MMO background, so I am used to it. And the tedium of grinding in an MMO is world worse than grinding in Metal Gear Solid 5, because with that I'm just going around the world, experiencing new stuff, having fun little not even side ops, just like little, fun kind of fun little messing around scenarios where I'm finding good soldiers and pulling them into my stuff, and then finding them talking about dog paw pads and shit. Yeah, but it does, like, it is so much different than any other Metal Gear game, especially 4. I think last podcast when we were a little tipsy,
drunk cast,
I said something to the effect that that 4 was, I guess, the closest to Phantom Pain. I mean, that's so false. It's Peace Walker.
I think you said Peace Walker. I think that's what you said.
Well, it is Peace Walker, definitely. But like, I think my first impression of 5 was that it was introducing a lot of like cool new shit, but also leaving some stuff from 4 behind. Oh no, what I said was besides Peace Walker, 5 is the only, in Snake Eater, 5 is the only one that's outdoors. Totally not true. 4 is outdoors most of the time. But it's in an urban environment.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel the same.
Right, but it is more, 4 is more like previous Metal Gear games. Even though it's in an outdoor urban environment, it's still, there's still all the little quirks about it, that it still feels like a Metal Gear universe. Phantom Pain is very, very different, and it's a lot colder, I guess. Like, 4 was so, like, it was like the ultimate fan service.
Yeah.
I think you were saying that. It's just, everything about it is to help you as a Metal Gear fan get the fulfillment you want out of it. Phantom Pain is just like, here you go, fucker. Like, 4,000 kilometers over to your next mission. Deal with it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to walk, then get a helicopter and then spend, 5 real minutes doing all that stuff. But then you can use your horse, you can steal a vehicle. So I don't know. But 4 is so different from any other Metal Gear Solid game, and I don't think we're gonna see another one like that.
Never.
Ever. That game is truly one of a kind.
We'll never see a game like that. Yeah. Period.
Yeah, that game is absolutely one of a kind.
It's more movie than game, and that's something that a ton of players would hate. But that's something that a Metal Gear fan, for the most part, especially at that point in time, where you had Metal Gear Solid 1 with Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid 2, you're Raiden. And then Metal Gear Solid 3, you're Big Boss. Metal Gear Solid 4, all these years later, you were fucking finally Solid Snake again for the whole game. Yeah, he's old, but time has passed in real life. And it's not the Snake that you knew, and I think that's definitely fits with the time that had passed. Absolutely. But going back to Shadow Moses and all that, it's such a fan service game. It is exactly what it needed to be.
Right.
And then Phantom Pain is phenomenal in so many ways, but in some ways, it's not Metal Gear. Flat out, it's a phenomenal video game, but in some ways it just isn't Metal Gear.
There's a small voice of Metal Gear fans who are pretty disappointed with this title as a Metal Gear game, and it almost reminds me of The Elder Scrolls, because Oblivion was a big success. Obviously, it was a huge, tons of people bought it, but it didn't get the sort of media coverage that Skyrim got. It almost felt like Skyrim was the first Elder Scrolls game in the big leagues. Like Conan O'Brien played it. Like everyone has played Skyrim, or at least is aware of it. Oblivion was still, I remember still feeling like a nerd. Like
absolutely
saying, oh yeah, I spent like my weekend.
The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Yeah, playing 6 hours of Oblivion on Saturday and Sunday. Like, but you'd hear that at a bar about Skyrim.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single fucking person in the world played Skyrim.
And it did. I don't know if the experience suffered at all for me because I still obviously love Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls, but it seems like Phantom Pain is kind of going through that. It's now getting such extreme scrutiny from all walks of from gamers, and I think it's holding up fine. And I guess it's sort of must be similar to like The Witcher, because The Witcher's 1 and 2 had a little bit more of a niche market. Now 3 is so huge that it's open in this open world.
Yeah, the first Witcher, it wasn't very good. Such a like an obtuse RPG that they fixed it. They made it playable. They made it good because that's the kind of developer they are. And then The Witcher 2, it's a really, really solid game, but it's really, really dense. And it's not, it's like Elder Scrolls meets Dark Souls, which I guess does, I mean, that maybe they seem similar, but it's just like this weird combination of like high difficulty and like planning and then the RPG elements you see and other stuff. Yeah, and then Witcher 3 is boom. Now everything's kind of streamlined. I mean, there's still some difficulty in that. I was going to say earlier, talking about Phantom Pain, grinding and stuff like that, finding these moments of frustration. I didn't experience a lot of that in The Witcher 3. I never felt like I had to grind. I was always like, okay, I'm just going to go over here and do this quest or that or whatever. And, yeah, I don't know.
Two big complaints I've heard, or two games that I've heard a lot of similar complaints about are The Witcher 3 and Dragon Age Inquisition. So two games that have had, or two series that have had a lot of success as just RPGs, now transitioning into open world, having those growing pains. I remember someone was talking to me about it, and they said that in The Witcher 3, you'd get a side quest, go kill this bandit encampment. You go there, you kill all the bandits, you read a letter about how they were just trying to, fend for themselves and provide for their families, and then you go and you get another one, and it's the same thing, rinse, repeat over and over again. And it almost like seemed like, yeah, they were grinding through all these annoying side quests to get to the few that had meat on them. And I played Dragon Age Origins, and I liked it as much as I think I can like a turn-based game that's not Pokemon. I just not my thing.
Right.
But from what I've been told, the open world elements of that are extremely shaky, and it doesn't really lend itself. It seems like they were almost trying to cash in on this whole open world market that everyone seems to be obsessed with.
Steve, did you finish Inquisition?
Yeah, I've beaten it.
Because I kind of just
Played this wrong class.
completely, I just lost interest. I
Plays a Knight Enchanter.
I guess I put 40 hours into it. That's pretty
Yeah.
bulky for anything, really. As a grown adult with responsibilities, 40 hours into a game, I mean, that's a lot. But I was probably maybe halfway through the game, and I just gave up.
I mean,
I spent too much time doing side quests
Yeah.
before I realized that none of them fucking matter.
They have no story in them. It's just like, hey, go do this.
It's
And you do
like
it.
taking the worst parts of an MMO, the parts that
Yeah,
make
that's
you
what it's
keep
like.
playing and you don't want to, but you're like, I got to do them anyway. They took those parts, the parts that keep you playing, but it's like there wasn't the incentive to keep playing. It was for me. It was just like, this is just annoying. With an MMO, it's like, well, I got to get to endgame and I'm going to play with all my friends. I'm going to do raids and cool stuff. But in Dragon Age Inquisition, it was just like, I just want to see the story. I thought that this would help, but now I've just wasted time that I could have been doing something else. But if I go straight through the story, then I'm afraid I'm going to miss stuff. And it's, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I think if I hadn't played as a Knight Enchanter and just been like super overpowered, I don't think I would have finished it. But it was just because of the fact that like no fight was really a challenge for me. That it was like, well, even like the dragons were the only hard part, and even those were just like only slightly hard, but they were fun to fight the dragons. And I think that was just like, I would do some side quests, like burn through them real quick, and I'd go on and do like the story mission. Like, all right, this is like interesting. But then it wouldn't be a challenge. Like, I could do the story mission too quickly because anytime it was a fight, it would just be over. And they're like, all right, I can go back to the story, which is like what I care about.
I had fun with that game. I played it for
Yeah.
like
What'd you play
20
as?
something hours. Fuck, I don't even remember.
I forgot you played Inquisition. You played
Yeah.
the Rogue, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Dwarf
Guys,
Rogue?
messing
Yep.
up.
It was fun. I mean, I didn't play a ton of it, but from what I did play, I had fun. I liked the party system a lot.
Yeah, it was fun to play.
It was the first one I ever played too.
It was
So
the second one. I played 2 and then I played that one.
I remember seeing Dylan play the first one.
Probably Origins, yeah. that's the only one I
at your
ever
house
played.
on 360, and I remember liking what I saw, but not enough for me to get it. And then I got the one Inquisition for the PC, and I really liked it. And I think something else came out that I jumped on, and
yeah.
I just kind of forgot about it.
I mean, it's fun, and like I would like if it's cheap, I'd probably say pick it up. But like don't like if you do the side quests. If you
Yeah.
have to level up,
The
don't
first.
spend all
What's
the
the
time doing
first
side
area
quests.
you go to?
Hinterlands?
Hinterlands. Yeah, I probably only I dumped like maybe
Yeah,
an
I
hour
spent a
into
lot
it
of time
because I remember
there.
Chris told me. No, I didn't spend a lot
I
of time.
did though. and that was the
Because
thing, like,
you
so
were
I did
telling
it.
me, Chris, you were like, dude, you could spend so much time there, just like do what you need to do and then get the fuck out. And I remember that's exactly what I
Yeah, a
did.
lot of people were warning against like min-maxing in that game, like being like,
For sure,
okay,
yeah.
because a lot of people who play RPGs traditionally love to just exhaust an area, do every little thing you can do, and then move on to the next area. But with Inquisition, it was like you can just waste lots and lots of time,
hours,
tedium
hours and
of
hours.
just completely doing something that's inconsequential.
Grinding that I guess I don't have a problem with, at least in my own experience, is JRPGs. Is a little bit different. Sometimes that can be absolutely absurd. It's like the game is all grinding.
Right.
But I mean, that's part of the experience. Whenever I was grinding in Persona 4, I kind of enjoyed it. It'd be like, I got a boss coming up at the end of this dungeon. Before I would even approach it, I would spend an hour or two just like here or there because this game, it was on my Vita. I could just pick it up and play it. I would just fight monsters like on the first floor of the dungeon. They were easy, and I'd just get experience and run around and like just level up, and then I go fight the boss. And I don't think I was ever like super over level, but it would always be, a challenge without it being frustrating. And that was always fun. Final Fantasy VIII, which I say a million times, it was like my first JRPG or first real game that I played, one of my favorites. But every time I start a new game of that, I spend like an hour or 2 hours just at the beginning just grinding. And that's kind of why that game's broken. I'm not going to get into it. But it's something I like enjoy to do in those games. Like just get stronger. Like now I'm like, all right, now I'm going to go wipe this game's ass. All right, well, okay.
Is that what you call it?
Is that so? Yeah, we changing its diaper. No, or I'm gonna make it poop its pants, and I'm gonna clean it. Anyway, so yeah.
I got that from Pokemon. I enjoyed walking around and being like, "What's up, Squirt? I'm gonna fuck you up with my Electabuzz and just get my Electabuzz as high as I can before I go and fight Drake."
Do you guys play Paper Mario?
No, but I've heard that the one game that I've never played that I should play is Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door.
Phenomenal game.
I heard that's the best game that not a lot of people have ever played.
Yeah, they're all great. Every single one of them are really good games.
Is that for GameCube?
Yes.
Oh, I might get that. I might. Is it expensive to get like on eBay and stuff?
I wouldn't say expensive, but you're gonna drop probably like $30 to $40.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the original one's really good too. And then they made did they make a third one? No, I don't think they did. I think
Don't look at me. I don't know.
I know. I think I only played 2 of them, so I'm assuming there was 2. That could be completely wrong.
I think there's only 2.
Yeah, but
I've heard that if you've never played a game, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's actually very true.
Just like how other people don't exist when you're not with them.
Yeah, because this is my world. You guys are just robots, and you don't exist outside my house.
You got
No,
what?
you're just programmed to tell me that to confuse the shit out of me. And the only reason Steve is here is to give me reassurance that you aren't real. He told me before we came in here. I swear to God, dude.
When I go home,
Yeah,
No.
Joe, I'm real.
You are, dude.
Nobody
Home
else
to
is,
you
though.
isn't anything. You don't go home. You go. You
I'm
just
sure
dis-
that I go home.
You just
shut off.
you exactly. You just disappear. Yeah.
Joe is here.
Wait, what if the smell of nothing is just really the smell of boogers?
The booger smell.
Yeah, smells of boogers. That's gonna be my
That's-
memoir.
The smell
The
of
smell of boogers. The life and times of
that's
Dylan
like
Guitar.
that's the smartest thing I've ever heard.
It's true, dude. Like
Because what's closer to your nose than boogers?
nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And they're always in there,
Finger.
right? You get your finger in there. You're like, you can't smell anything. Yeah,
'Cause your
Bullshit.
boogers,
Because you're
dog.
pushing all those boogers right up into your smellers. And you're like, what's that?
You got boogers. You get
Yeah.
smellers.
Right.
And then when you start
What are the
introducing,
boogers just holding on to the sense of other things?
no,
No, because they're the same thing every time. No matter if you're in India or
The booger
London,
wall.
it always smells the same. It just smells unless you're smelling.
Welcome to the Chomp Chain Bookcast.
Yeah, unless you're smelling like you're in the kitchen. Someone's making some food. Smells nice.
someone's making some boogers.
smell the food. Oh yeah.
What if they're cooking
Yeah,
boogers?
what if they're cooking boogers?
What if
Deep fried
cooking-
boogers.
Cooking boogers.
You can't say boogers. You have to say boogers.
Boogers.
The Cooking Boogers podcast. We didn't do it last week.
B-O- How
We
would
didn't
you
name it
spell
last week. We fucked up.
B-O-O-G-Z.
Well, that was the drunk cast. It didn't need a name.
Yeah,
It spoke for itself. We had Mark on the podcast.
we did.
Shout
I
out to
did.
Mark.
Mark's great.
I enjoyed it. Sick game, dude. I did.
Yeah, this one was a lot more subdued.
Yeah, we were pretty low key. Should we hike it up for 10 minutes?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
So
can-
remember
I can-
last episode
I
when
can
we
fire.
were all gonna try and come up with a
You were still
game
bad at Metal Gear.
that none of us had played before?
Yeah.
Like what? Does anybody have any ideas
No.
for that?
I have one.
What's up?
Wolfenstein New Order.
Played it.
Oh my god,
Fuck.
my brother loves that.
I want to
fucking
play
game.
that game so bad.
I'll play it with you. Maybe we can
Alright.
do pairs. You guys play something.
That would be sick.
Yeah, maybe we should all just like assign each other a game to play.
I know what me and Chris can play.
What's up?
Amnesia, because I got it for free.
Oh yeah, spooky
And
games.
I'm not gonna be spooky by play by myself.
Yeah, but
I'm
You'll be
dude,
spooky.
You
I'm the
can't assign
spookiest.
that to yourself.
What are you?
Joe, what should I play?
Dylan assigned your thing.
can't triple stamp a double stamp.
No, Dylan didn't assign. I think Dylan's gonna play that, so he can't assign that to him either. All right, I'll play Wolfenstein. That'll be my game.
All right, good.
I do think, dude.
I won't play shit.
Play Paper Mario.
Oh yeah.
That is a pretty deep game. Actually,
It has to be a game that we can like get our hands on. Something
well, I
easy.
mean, you have the fucking internet. You can do it.
I don't want to emulate Paper Mario
Why not, dude?
because I won't play it. I've had a lot of trouble connecting my PS4 controller to my.
Yeah, that's
laptop.
true.
It's just been a pain, in the
All right,
especially
well-
doing it with Dolphin.
I'll give you this. You play
Use
Wolfenstein.
input
I'll play
mapper,
something
that's what I
else.
Hold on, use what?
Input mapper or something like that. It was like,
X-Patter.
or no, I use input mapper,
Oh, I use
and
X-Patter.
it works fine. It
These
works.
sound like made up terms that
It was
nerds
like-
would use
I-
in
I
computer
had
movies.
One for
X-Patter.
using my PS3 controller, but like it, and they had one for PS4, but it turned into input mapper.
DS4 tool. That's what I use.
Yeah, it was something like that, but I don't know if I did something different. It just changed into that, and it works fine. Like it was great for what the hell ever it's called, BioShock. So it registered as an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
But luckily, I know the buttons, or else I would have
Right.
been confused. There was also a part where I thought it was broken because it vibrated a lot, but I was like, oh, I guess this is just in the game.
I think it would be easier to do this if we all just, it's like a game that only I have played, and okay, for this month we're all going to play this, or we're all going to give it a chance and just have our reactions to it. It might be easier for like each of us to just
Just for,
pick
like-
one rather than find a game that none of us have played, because otherwise nobody's going to really like
True.
be interested in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well-
If you're just like I mean, I can say Wolfenstein is a good game. I enjoyed that
What we
game.
should do is like each write down like a certain number of games and just put them in a hat, and then we'll just pick one.
And do it.
And
I
then, like-
need to beat
okay, then, like,
Half-Life
if
first.
you-
I'm like an hour
If
away.
you didn't,
Yeah.
if you've played it, you don't have to play it again unless you want to, and then everybody else has to play it.
And all right,
It
it's
could
not
be
like you have to
something
beat
new,
this
too.
game. It's just like put an hour into it,
Like, it
get a
could be
handle
like,
of the game.
like, well, we haven't played, like, I haven't played this game, and I think it's fun, and maybe no one else has, and I'll put it in. Or something like I've played, or like Chris has played, whatever, something random, and he puts it in.
Yeah, and if anyone's listening, they can give us suggestions as well.
Right. That actually reminds me.
At Podcast Chomp.
Huh?
At Podcast Chomp.
Yeah. That.
Right.
Yeah. At Podcast Chump, of course. We should. Let's read some tweets. We got some tweets today.
Read some
Yeah,
tweets.
Chris,
read the tweets that you. No, I don't
You
know.
want me to read them?
Yeah.
All right. So we asked you guys.
Because I had a hard time like following everything. I'm so bad at Twitter. That's something that I wasn't prepared for. Because suddenly it's like we're getting feedback. Sometimes I'm getting it on my personal account. Sometimes I'm getting it on the Chomp Chain account.
You're too big for your
And
own
I'm like,
good, man.
no, it's not even that. It's not that it's that many. Really, it's just like I feel like I missed stuff, or I think that I see something and I didn't, or I like something or respond to something on the wrong account. And I'm like, oh fuck. So if you're not getting your winky faces in the mail, then my bad.
What is that? Do you know what that is?
What y'all looking at?
What's PES 2016?
PES 2016.
Yeah.
PS is probably the game. I'm assuming it's like something that's
Some expo.
comes out in like every year.
I don't know.
Because they have other games, because they're taking King listed, which is great.
I'm gonna do
I
a
don't know.
quick Google real quick.
PlayStation Experience.
No, PES.
Oh. Hey, listeners, tweet at us right now. No, don't.
Well,
do
no,
it.
I'm reading a tweet, and I don't want to sound like a complete
give a
idiot. Too late, but
Go ahead.
Pro Evolution Soccer.
yes, absolutely.
Nailed
That's
it.
See?
Is that CJ who said that?
yes?
Got
So
it.
we asked, what you guys were playing, what you're stoked for. Coffee Jesus, one of the
Spell it out. Not the coffee part. That's spelled regular coffee.
at COFFEEJE. I'm gonna start over. COFFEEJEZUS. One half of Twin Humanities.
Or Zed if you're from where they're from.
Zed? I thought that was French.
No,
I think it's just pretty much everywhere but
they were
America.
called ZZ Zed, so it was like XYZ.
Zed's dead, baby. Well, Coffee Jesus said he is playing Metal Gear Solid 5. And just got Pro Evolution Soccer 2016. The Taken King, Lost in the Post.
Yeah.
It's lost.
Yeah, he's been.
Damn.
From what I've seen from his Twitter, he's been struggling a lot with that. That
That's-
sucks so fucking bad.
Yeah,
That's what happened to me with Dark Souls 2.
Dude, that
I think I
blows.
told him about this. I was waiting for it like day of, like so psyched. Like drove home from work really fast, except not because it was snowing. And I'm all like excited checking the mail because it was like, yeah, it's going to be there by 8 p.m. It's not going to be there by 8 p.m. It's going to be there when the mail comes at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I went, and it wasn't there when I got home. I'm like, it's fine, guys. It's nobody. Don't panic. It's just 5 more hours. Just don't freak out yet. I'm checking Amazon like constantly. Like it's out for delivery. It's gonna be here. It'll be fine.
It's in Chelmsford.
And then
It's always in Chelmsford.
I'm always. It's always in Chelsea.
You notice that?
And I kept like running down to the door, being like, it's nope. Okay, okay. Run back upstairs. Keep coming up and down, waiting for Dark Souls 2. It never came.
You know who didn't have that problem?
It never came.
Chris.
You, because you downloaded it digitally.
Yeah. Same thing with Taken King. Should have downloaded it digitally.
There's probably some physical content with it.
There's not. Unless you get the collector's edition.
Maybe he did.
Which maybe he did, but he just
Let us know,
Taken
CJ.
King.
Let us know.
Yeah, but there's no reason to get it physical when you can just get it digital.
I want to just say that was a Tuesday. Dark Souls 2 debacle.
Yep.
It didn't get a Tuesday. Wednesday came home from work, like my bubble was burst already, but I'm like, all right, I'm ready to play Dark Souls 2 today. It didn't fucking come.
It wasn't there.
It wasn't fucking there. Waited till 8 p.m. Didn't fucking come. Just like heartbroken, like
Why didn't you just buy it retail then?
because it was already like on its way.
You could have returned it.
And there was no like real reason for me to need to play it right then. I was just being a petulant child like I always am. And that's when I started using the phrase life is a prison. Because I felt like
Oh my god.
I felt like life was a prison and I was in jail and Dark Souls was
Alright, Chris.
on the outside of it.
Cut this off because we have more tweets to go through.
Anyway, it didn't come until that Thursday.
No one cares about you not getting.
And
Everybody cares.
No one cares
Everybody-
about you not coming.
Everybody's had that shitty, disappointing experience, especially now that everything's like order it online, where you go and like I'm getting this game.
I don't.
Dylan, remember when we waited for the Wii?
Hell yeah.
I was 8th in line, but there was some kid like 5 spots behind me, and we all wrote our names down on this list to like get in. That's how they did it there. And these 2 like younger kids went and they wrote down one name. They didn't write down 2 names, and they just like told this kid, they're like, "Yeah, sorry, your name's not on here." Like. And I just remember like walking by it as I'm going in to like, or like on my way out with
like,
my Wii in hand.
he didn't
and he's
get
just,
one?
Kid's just crying. He's just like, you fucked
What
up my
does that have
life.
to do with this?
Just like waiting on something and getting disappointed.
Well,
So I'm sorry.
it's
That's
the future.
way worse,
Buy
though.
digital.
Sorry,
This won't
CJ,
happen.
that Taken King didn't come. He's a huge Destiny fan. That stinks.
Yeah. In summation,
It's great,
We
too.
feel you, dog.
Yeah.
Don't even trip.
It's so good. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Steve's you're not helping, Steve.
Buy it digital next time.
He'll
No,
have it
not
by
a
the time
problem.
he hears this.
Yeah, maybe. It's lost in the mail.
Yeah, it's
Lost in the
DLC.
post.
DLC I'd probably
It's an
buy
expansion.
digital.
But
Yeah, if you were in
What about
America,
the digital.
my dad would have taken care of it. He's a mailman. He would have been like, I'll get it, and then thrown it like a football.
Like a
The American
goddamn
kind.
foot-
Then it would have
Football.
shattered and
No. My dad's got a tight spiral. He would have. Anyway, sorry.
It would have landed right in his lap.
Shout out to my dad.
What? All right, go
CJ
ahead.
is also excited for the Xbox One backwards compatibility, which none of us are going to be able to take advantage of. But I will admit, I'm
Nope.
pretty jealous.
That's like the
about
coolest thing happening right now.
that. Definitely. I wonder if PS4 will ever follow suit with
Doubt
that.
it.
I think they just announced they might be having original Xbox games on it too, or like being backwards compatible. Like,
I mean the Xbox
or
One.
they're-
Oh,
they're
wait.
thinking about it. They're thinking about having so you can play original Xbox games on Xbox.
Didn't
One.
everybody call it Xbox One before? Like oh,
Yeah.
Xbox 360, and then yeah, like the Xbox One,
Yeah.
and now
I
it's
guess.
or the original
The
Xbox.
Xbone is.
But now that the Xbox One in quotations is actually the name of this new. This is a conversation that happened a year and a half ago. We don't need to have it again. So
Yeah. either
Move
way.
on.
I wish that I almost wish that I had an Xbox One, just so I could play Fable Lost Chapters again. But whatever. Alas, the other half of Twin Humanities, Patty Stardust at PADDYSTARDUST. You might
You don't have
think
to do that for everybody.
you might think that it's Patty with 2 T's. You know,
You could have just said Patty with D's instead,
I didn't.
and then not go through the whole
double
thing
D's.
again.
You could have said
It's
double
the
D's.
Same thing with G's.
I know.
did.
You had a chance to say double D's, and
You told me to spell it.
I didn't. What?
I said spell Jesus because it's a Z instead of an S.
and I
Zed.
It's a Z.
Come on.
Whatever. They're not confused. They're not. I can tell you they're not.
It's a courtesy.
Jeepers. Well, anyway, Patty is playing Metal Gear Solid 5 as well as Final Fantasy 9.
You already said that.
Yeah,
Right, I
actually,
did.
I was It's funny that he said that. I didn't realize that was like a big game for him because it's the one Final Fantasy of that era that I never played, and I'm finally like, it's not. I think that's kind of what I thought when I was younger. I just didn't like it because like I liked Cloud and Squall, and like they were like just the same similar types of characters with like cool swords, whatever. And then the main character of 9, he's just like this little guy with the tail and like little daggers. And as a kid, I just was like into one type of aesthetic, just like hot guys with big swords.
What the fuck?
I realized like what was gonna
That's what
happen.
he's still into today.
That's what I'm still into today.
Clearly.
Chris, how many giant female figures do you have? One, then I got that for you.
2. I have 2.
Oh, you have you have Lightning too.
Yeah.
I forgot about her.
And Meryl
How many?
from-
How big is a big sword, Chris?
Joe, it's like as big as you.
10 inches.
At least 10. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Damn.
The average sword is probably what, like 6
I have
inches?
some of the. I have Steve. I have some of the.
Yeah.
I have some of the Persona gals. I just feel creepy sometimes having female figures. That's not what this is about right now. Anyway, I never played 9.
What's
And
creepy is that you have Snake in the sneaking suit with his ass facing you in your bed.
What do you?
That's really weird.
That's private. That's not for anybody else to. I never played Final Fantasy 9, and I was just thinking like the other day. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finally play this. I bought it on PSN forever ago, and yeah, so looking forward to that.
Any more tweets?
More tweets, yeah. He also said that he is, excited for the Taken King once CJ's copy shows up. I was also speaking to @MorbidBeard. This was before I even sent out that tweet. I was talking to him about the Elder Scrolls Online.
Wait, Morbid Beard?
It's a great
Morbid
name.
Beard.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty
Shout
sweet.
out to Morbid Beard.
Yeah, definitely. He was saying that he's getting Elder Scrolls Online in the future because he's going to be playing with his friends. And
it's free now, right?
I believe so. He's getting it.
You have to buy it, but it's free every month. So you pay $60 for it, and then that's it.
Yeah, no
So it's
subscription.
just like regular video games.
He's getting it for PS4. That's, and I think under those circumstances would be the only way I would play Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
If you three.
Yeah,
played
we
it
have a whole
also.
episode dedicated to that, to playing World of Warcraft, and like because we were friends.
Right, exactly. And the Elder Scrolls, though, for me, it's such like a
Private.
It's very private. It is. It is like I create that character who is the character in that realm, in that playthrough.
Dylan doesn't want anybody else knowing that he uses nude mods.
I want you all to know that I use nude mods. All right, Carl, QARL.
Dude.
Carl's whatever got banned from the Nexus way back in the day.
Yeah.
That motherfucker made the best nude mods.
It was part of another pack though.
It was, and I
And
remember.
it was. I used to help me download my mods because I was just like a dum.
Yeah.
And I remember like the first time changing out of my robes or whatever I had on at the beginning to put on armor, and I just like unequipped something and then hadn't equipped the next thing yet because I didn't know where it was, and I just like looked down. It's just like this dark elf dong and like pubic hair. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I didn't know that it was there.
Me neither. It was in some like
Just this
package
blue
mod.
dick.
That happened to me. I was playing an
That rule.
Argonian, and it was a female Argonian, and I took the top off, and I saw tits on a reptile. That was new. I had never seen that before.
What they need those for?
They don't need them. Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, I guess whatever, but
It's just for touching.
You would know. You probably
10
know
out of 10
more.
boobs.
Do they give?
I haven't done that joke in a while.
Argonians?
no, I think that they give birth the way everyone else does. But they're
That's why they have nipples then.
yeah, definitely. But it's weird that the Elder Scrolls is just some like weird fantasy mammal planet where everything's fucking mammal. But yeah, I don't know if I would ever jump into Elder Scrolls Online on my own. And I think the one thing that if you had asked me years ago what would be the selling point, it would have been you can explore all of Tamriel. You can go from province to province. That would have been what sold me. But now it seems like that's too good to be true. You know what I mean? For me to get the full experience of a province of Tamriel, I need a whole game. I need Skyrim. I need Oblivion. I need Morrowind. I need to get like that level of into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to have like this game where it's like, oh, now you can play in all 8. It's there's no way that they're not completely compromised.
Yeah.
As well as not being the central like figure in those games. I would always be like, I have the Umbra sword.
Right.
No one else has got the fucking
That's
Umbra
it's
sword.
part of what Elder Scrolls about.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
you're the prisoner. You're the
you are.
chosen one.
There's like this select few throughout history who are these destined to do certain things, and you don't have to play the game that way. But it's so cool. Like, I mean, yeah, it's the fantasy. Like,
Right.
What like that's the best part of it. Like, yeah, I'm in this other world where there's magic and swords, and I fucking matter. Like,
Right.
I'm the coolest dude around here.
It speaks to like our own. It speaks to just fantasy in general because I think it was like David Foster Wallace said something like there is no experience in your life that you're not at the absolute
DFW,
center
alright.
of. Dude, David Foster Wallace is one of my favorite authors.
Yeah, for sure.
If you haven't heard,
I was an English major, man. I'm all over it.
if you haven't heard his commencement speech titled "This Is Water," I urge you go on YouTube when you have 25 free minutes. Listen to this man speak.
During a long poop, maybe.
Honestly, if you're
Which I
feeling-
need to take.
If
so.
you're feeling down, I'll keep that in mind. If you're feeling down, listen to "This Is Water." It'll turn you around. So
That's why Joe's been so quiet this episode.
he's holding it in.
It's all of his energy.
You got the clench.
All right, next tweet.
Clench chain podcast. All right. At Vader Van Odin, he says he's also loving Metal Gear Solid 5, apart from the odd episode here or there, which I think we can all
It's
relate
pretty much
to.
what we talked about, yeah.
Right. And he said, which I found this interesting, he, as well as our friends from Twin Humanities, they're going to be skipping Fallout 4 based on the fact that there's a Bloodborne DLC coming out, Taken King just came out, Metal Gear Solid 5 is out. There's a lot happening. I don't know if they mean that they're not going to play it ever.
I don't think so.
They probably will, but they'll be
They're gonna put it
skipping
on the back burner.
Which, I think kind of...
fools!
I get it. I totally
I
get it.
get it too. I'm fucking not
We're all,
on that
we're all
train.
just specifically in our friend group, kind of all Fallout super fans.
Sure.
So, but I could totally see somebody who's just like, yeah, it's a game I want to play, but I got other stuff to do first. And that's an all-consuming game that you need to give your full attention
Yeah,
to.
that's
So if
true.
you want to do other stuff, it's like, well, I don't want to be, 3 months behind on Bloodborne, especially like Twin Humanities guys. They have a podcast for that. Like,
Sure.
they can't be behind on that. And so that makes sense. I mean, I personally am not going to do that, but I get it.
I'm not going to do that
I
at all.
can't even imagine doing that.
And I
Having
think-
that come out, hearing all the hype, seeing all the videos, being on Reddit, dude, and just seeing all
Yeah.
the links. Oh, man, I would have to fucking stay off the internet if I wanted to do that.
That's sort of what I'm going through with Metal Gear Solid 5, just avoiding anything and everything that I think could possibly even
Spoilers
be-
every day.
Yeah, I'm just like
Grinding my
browsing
fucking teeth.
Our gaming with,
Dude, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
with complete tepidness, but I don't know. Once Fallout 4 drops, that's gonna be one that's gonna be hard for me to have a side game with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Rocket League is
A side
perfect
bitch, yeah.
because like I can just play some side bitch. Like I can play like a round or two of Rocket League there and just be like, all right, cool. And especially since I start to suck after about an hour. But once Fallout 4 comes out, man, that's
Yeah,
gonna be...
this show will be a Fallout 4 show for a while.
And talk about a game where you can truly have like unique experiences where you're like, I mean, and to a point there are spoilers because you don't want to be like, oh, I stumbled upon this village where X scripted event happens. I don't want to like reveal that, but just like the little shit you get into in any Bethesda game is
Right.
always
Very
always
unique.
creates a narrative, which
Yeah.
I love. So I don't know. I'm
Very excited for
I'm
that.
extremely excited, and I think that might have been all the tweets that we got.
Hey, that's more than the last episode,
Yeah.
which was 0.
And let's hope next episode is more than that. So send us some tweets at Podcast Chomp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We also got a recommendation from @Jacobs_talkbox. He has someone who might be able to help us out with our ghost problem. Not that we need it now that we got Spooky Dukes, but
Yeah, thank God.
But,
Why don't
you know,
we? Yeah, we.
Who do
we
you,
don't
who do
need
you
that.
think he might have recommended?
Luigi?
Yeah, the Louis guy.
Why would you recommend Mario, Chris? You're just being dumb right
No,
now.
that's Luigi arriving.
No,
It's
you were
when he
saying
enters
Mario.
into the room, he's saying
Why?
Mario.
I don't know
Oh, Chris, there's another picture of Luigi on that poster.
The
by
one in the
way.
white hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that one.
You never pointed that out.
No, because the other one was what would matter because he was carrying the team. on
Ah,
his
but
back.
then you realize he actually
Yeah,
was
whole
being
team was
carried.
He's
back.
not carrying anything. He's
Right.
being carried. Yeah.
Right. He was still.
I mean, to
fucking
each his own, really.
I mean, like, to go back to the Fallout 4 thing, I'm obviously going to play it 800 hours. I'll probably still get the Bloodborne
I'm
DLC.
so psyched for that.
Because it
There
just-
was we didn't
it's
even talk
awesome.
about like all the other fucking news that came out of TGS. The Bloodborne DLC. I mean, there was the Persona stuff that we didn't really talk about, but I saw VR or something like that for Trico from The Last Guardian, the giant bird dog thing.
Yeah.
Somebody was holding a giant pink ball, and he was like projected on a screen, I guess, and he was following the ball. So I don't know. I don't know if that was just something for the event or if that's a real thing. But anyway, yeah, there's tons of news coming out of TGS, especially for a nerd like me who's more into the Japanese
Yeah,
side of
that,
games.
Gravity Rush?
Yeah,
Getting a sequel, not
a sequel,
A sequel, dude.
Seacrest.
It's getting a sequel, and it's coming out on PS4.
Yeah,
With,
That's a cool game.
With, I think, co-op.
I like
so-
that game quite a bit on the Vita. It was free when I first got PS Plus, so I just downloaded it. And yeah,
That's that. Persona 5 looking awesome. Umbrellas. I mean, who doesn't love?
and you
walking
asked me an
around
important
umbrella?
question about that umbrella.
Yeah, can you walk with your
girlfriend,
significant other?
with Bae? Yeah, maybe open up. Can you walk with Bae under the umbrella?
Yeah.
That's what we need to know.
I'm sure you
The
can.
Persona games are all about having relationships with friends and
Having a bet.
romantic relationships. And yeah, who can you have under your umbrella with you?
Hopefully
Rihanna
everybody.
or whoever sings
Yeah.
that shitty
I think it's
stuff.
Rihanna.
That's definitely Rihanna. She's definitely in the game. Confirmed. Hashtag
Umbrella.
confirmed.
Yeah. She was in that trailer. I saw her.
That's fucking disappointing.
Hashtag confirmed.
She's not. It was a joke.
Okay, no more tweets,
I
right?
know, I figured she wasn't.
No more tweets.
Thanks.
no more tweets.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for the tweets.
I mean, I'm not trying. Yeah, thanks for the tweets. Thanks. Just
Anyone who followed us too in the last few days,
Yeah.
we fucking love you.
Follow-
some
Follows,
people who came over
feedback.
from my Instagram of all places.
I know.
Thanks
Who
for
fuck
doing that.
looks at Chris's Instagram?
Well, because like it's people just looking at pictures of video games and then seeing that I had a podcast and taking the time out
And
to.
they'd be like, "Wow, that guy
Listen
has
to it.
A large forehead."
That guy's got a huge forehead. What is he doing with all
That guy's
Yeah.
sword is here.
No,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah.
He just likes huge swords.
Anyway,
Doesn't mean you have one himself.
not like hot guys with huge swords,
Yeah,
Steve.
I'm sorry.
It's not just any huge sword.
Right. The huge sword is just step number one.
That's just like a plus.
You got to be at least an 8, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
8, 8.5.
Yeah, at least a Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, at least a Final Fantasy 8.
I'm so sorry.
You're not.
Oh my god, that was fun.
Mario. Okay. Was this episode 9?
Episode 9.
You know, it's funny. It feels like we've been doing this forever. Not forever, but
Not,
for like
not to me.
for like a much longer time because we did our test episode. That it's not on iTunes or anything like that.
Right.
It exists. Maybe sometime we'll cut that up and release bits.
That's
and
a
pieces of
wicked
it.
funny episode.
Yeah, it is really funny. It's just really awkward. And then we have our first episode that people have heard probably.
Wait, didn't we release the test episode?
We did, but not on
Not
iTunes.
on
That's
iTunes.
just
Ah,
that's
yeah.
just in on SoundCloud,
I don't think it's on SoundCloud
which we don't even use anymore.
anymore.
It's somebody took it off.
Yeah.
It wasn't
me.
me.
Wasn't me either.
It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me.
Chris, you bastard.
I didn't do
You
it.
fucking-
Would have been deleted?
No.
I don't know. One of us might have taken it off because there is a 3-hour limit, and I think we uploaded the first 3 episodes.
Maybe.
Maybe
0,
it
1,
wasn't
2,
me.
and
I never
3.
uploaded anything
I
to
don't
it.
think you do.
I'm
I don't know.
useless.
It could have been me, but I don't remember doing it.
So regardless, there's that, and then we did our first episode, released that, and then we did a second episode that we didn't air because like the mics were off and it was weird and we just didn't
Yeah,
use it.
we redid the whole thing.
And then so it was the next week was episode 2. By then it was like that was 3 weeks in, and then we had a week where we couldn't record for whatever reason. So it's been a lot longer than just 9 weeks of us doing this, but it's been awesome already. How much
huge surprise.
we came like none of us are part of any game community. We don't write on forums for. I mean, I don't. You guys don't, right?
No.
We're not part of anything. We just
Yeah.
decided to do this, and already, I mean, to the fact that anybody is listening at all is really fucking cool.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Really fucking cool. And we
We
appreciate your
certainly
support.
owe some of that to. I mean, probably a lot of that to Twin Humanities for just like taking the time to be nice to us.
Seriously, I can't
Absolutely.
thank you guys enough.
Great dudes.
Yeah.
Um,
I got to talk with them for 2.5 hours about my favorite video game in the world
That you hate now.
that I hate
Because you're
now.
bad at it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But just, Jacob's talk box, whatever I just said, the dude who was talking about
Mm-hmm.
Luigi, he was saying that he was listening to us at work, and that we made his day at work go by faster. And I just coming from like having worked in an office.
That's what I do
environment-
every day.
Yeah, and listening to podcasts and just having them get my day by. That's so fucking cool. Like to know that us being complete shitheads with microphones made someone's life somehow a little bit easier to deal with. For a
It
few
even
hours.
makes my work better. I listen to us all the time at work. Just that alone makes me happy, even if nobody else listens to
Joe's
it.
an
It's-
ass-kiss and likes to listen to himself be wrong.
You know what?
I do.
Like-
and then I take notes on how I will defeat you next episode.
Sure.
Part of how this happened was like tweeting. Candid Rinse is a podcast that would because they were long and they were detailed and it was something I could just focus on while I'm doing my like mundane, busy work at my job. And listening to that, and I listened to their Dark Souls episode. I've talked about this before. Tweeted at them. CJ responded because he was on that episode. Decided to listen to ours. And then, 2 weeks later, I'm listening to Twin Humanities to get through my day at work. It was a Friday, and they had a podcast over 2 hours. And like it was like 3 o'clock, and I was like, "This is going to take me till when I can leave work." And that's what it did. And it's so weird to think like all of these people that I listen to, it's almost like I treat them like they're entertainment, like they're
Yeah,
like something
exactly.
beyond, like outside of me. And it's like, no, these are real people, and they have now just kind of welcomed us in, and now we're in like getting that opportunity to like be that thing for other people to get them through their day or whatever.
And that's why I fucking love podcasts.
Yeah, it's fucking rules.
We couldn't do this on the radio.
No.
There's no chance we could ever do this on TV.
Because you're not competing with anybody.
Right.
You're just being part of it.
Right,
It's
exactly.
fucking rules.
And like, there's no pressure to get sponsors. Yeah, we got one government sponsor, Spooky Dukes, but that's nothing to write home about.
We kind of got lucky.
We got very lucky with
If
that.
I didn't have Ghosts, we would never have gotten
Exactly,
it.
seriously. So thank you, Ghosts.
Thank you,
Shout out
Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Yeah. Ghosts.
They're gone now, so they can't hear us.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck you, Ghosts. But I don't know. Podcast just as a medium. This is the fucking future of entertainment, and I'm thrilled to be even a little bit a part of it, and to be interacting with all these other cool people who are also a part of it.
Yeah.
And so,
Hell yeah.
fuck cable companies.
Fuck them.
Fuck
Damn, that was
big
good.
radio. Fuck the FCC. We doing it out here.
Fuck Big Pharma.
Yeah, and fuck Ghosts.
Big Farm.
Yeah.
So, one last thing. It's like 3 of us now. Everyone but Steve is operating from the podcast Twitter at some point.
Yeah.
I'm usually the early morning guy. I mean, depending on where you're listening, I guess.
should we maybe
Eastern time.
I was thinking, yeah, should we like put our name? I mean, sometimes it's fun to just leave it a mystery.
Yeah.
If it's a hot take, if you will, and you want to make sure that people know who's addressing it, you could put your initials at the end. I've seen a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Or if it's just informative about the show, I guess there's really no need to do that. But
Yeah.
Right. I'll probably do that when I'm talking about
Just
why
why
not
not?
on the first tweet or so.
Sometimes
even
I-
just to let us know.
yeah.
You know.
I tweeted about Steve today. I said,
Pretty easy to figure out who's who though, because like Dylan's the funny one. Chris only talks about Metal Gear
I'm the
Solid.
funny one.
All right.
No, I'm kidding.
It's a little
It's
confusing with
definitely
you too, but
See,
then Chris is just like,
it's
oh, Metal Gear
Chris,
Solid. It was Chris.
Steve today I tweeted Steve has come too with the V capitalized, everything else lowercase because
Yeah,
you
it
started
wasn't
playing Metal
funny.
Gear. That's good.
Oh, that
That's
is
good.
I didn't
Once
even
again,
notice
that's
it.
good.
What was that about?
It was about you.
No.
What
It was
really
about Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. And who else tweets about Metal Gear
I don't think
Solid?
I've ever
You.
tweeted about Luigi.
What do I tweet about, Steve? If you're so
Football,
smart.
I don't know. You're kind of like
I don't-
you're,
Patriots.
No,
You're-
I don't. I
you're
keep
the-
my
you're the
football
wild
opinions
card.
off. I said one thing. You're right. I
You're like,
did.
yeah, you're like the wild card. You're the one who's like, ooh, is this Joe or is it Dylan?
Ooh, I like being the wild
And then,
about
card.
Nintendo.
and then it's just Nintendo's a lot too, but like, you know, and then it's just not me. So no
Steve,
mystery
you gotta
there.
get on there.
Get on it,
I
motherfucker.
just want to be known the kick, punch, it's all in the mind. Tweet.
Rapper.
That was me.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
you. I didn't even see it, but I would assume it was you.
See, there's
was
so
up
much
there.
happening that like because I was used to the feed being dead pretty much. It's just like me and Joe would tweet like one thing every 2 days, and now it's good stuff's happening. I'm reading these tweets. I'm like, this is great. This is great interaction with the community. Who's doing this? I don't even. I'm texting the group like, what's going on? And everyone's like, oh, I don't know. It's the ghost. The ghosts are on the Twitter.
Because Chris is doing it less, so people like it now more now.
All right.
Well, seriously though, thank you everyone who's listening and been tweeting at us, and keep it up. Let us know if you have any ideas, any games you want us to talk about. Maybe you have an idea of a game we should all play that we've never talked about. Let us know. We'll probably talk about it if, at the very least, talk about how we're going to play it and then just not do it. But
Right. Something will happen.
something. Well, yeah. Let's say
Twitter name?
Well, at podcast Chomp.
Just gotta remind them, you know.
Yeah, you gotta let them know.
Chomp Chain Podcast on iTunes.
Yeah, we'll be back in action on iTunes very soon.
Yep, we're having slight hosting problems, but it'll be resolved within the next couple of days. Even though that means nothing to you, because I don't know when this episode will be released,
matter.
but that doesn't matter.
We'll be back.
You'll see us on your iTunes feed. Don't worry about it.
Please leave us a rating. Those of you who have, you're fucking awesome. We
Yeah.
love you. And
It means a lot. It's really important, and we appreciate the help.
maybe we should make a Chomp Chain Instagram.
We could do that.
We should.
I was gonna, and I'm just start blowing up on my own.
No, yours is the most. We need yours.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You can just do both.
I
Yeah.
could.
Wow.
It might be easier if somebody else
Can't you,
does
like-
it.
Well,
Can't
you can.
you instantly repost stuff now? Like, there's a-
I don't know.
or like I'm pretty
Joe,
sure.
you should run the gram.
At least on mine, I'm pretty sure there's a button.
You want me to run the gram?
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a button you can press.
That was the loudest Steve has ever spoken on the
There's a
podcast.
button you can press that just like.
I think you just peaked.
Yeah, I did. So just do that.
you can repost it.
Just do that with yours. I was gonna say shit, but they get decent stuff. Still shit. It's still bullshit.
He's
Those
calling me
pictures from
bullshit.
Chris's floor, by the way. I'm breaking that illusion.
Yeah. I take pictures of games and I put them on my floor so it looks like it's on like a nice hardwood table, but it's not a nice hardwood table. It's the floor.
It's a nice hardwood.
I'm
floor.
putting
Yeah.
like delicate PS1 discs just on my floor. I clean the floor off. I vacuum.
So in the future, just as a spoiler, when you see the .hack picture, it's my goddamn quarantine. Chris doesn't have it.
Yeah. I was gonna do like because now I've started to write more and more about each game that I post. Like give a reason. It's not just a picture. It's like a feature. And I was gonna do all the .hack games, but I don't own the fourth .hack. and I'm never going to because it's like $390 for that game now. And I could have gotten it for like $20 when it came out, but I never did because I borrowed it from Steve, who has it. So I'm gonna post that just so I can write about it.
You should be
But it's
doing
not
these on Tumblr.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah,
Christ,
I'm actually
my
I'm gonna
goddamn discs,
I'm gonna
I'll
take
tell
all
you.
the pictures, put them on our Tumblr. I'm gonna write an essay about a game. I'm gonna ask for some feedback. So look forward to that. I'll post from our Twitter and my own Twitter. Yeah, I'm trying to think of things I can do in the future to create more media. We talked about doing some videos. We don't know what kind of videos, but I think we should look into that, even just bite-sized things to put on our YouTube page, so it's not just like
Episodes.
yeah.
Stay tuned. There'll be
tuned.
more on.
We're figuring it all out. We didn't. I don't think any of us expected any kind of
Not at all.
even a chirp from
this
from
has
the
been,
internet. So
this has gone a lot better than we could ever imagine, and it's all because of anyone listening to this. So thank you,
all three of you.
all three of you.
But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Okay, is that good?
Yeah, I think
It's
we're
another
Yeah,
long
we're good.
episode. Okay.
It
was a good episode,
Like
though.
to thank Spooky Dukes.
Yeah,
Spooky Dukes.
awesome sponsor. First one coming up big, like really just letting us prove ourselves.
Hopefully they return. That'd be nice if they could
Yeah,
sponsor.
I want to thank Luigi. He's been working hard all this time, and now Spooky Dukes came and took care of the ghosts.
But
that's
Luigi
not
earns
to
a shout out.
yeah, it's not to diminish the work that he he didn't really get anything done. Honestly, Luigi kind of failed us. He didn't get rid of the ghosts, but he tried. So
He tried his goddamn best.
Yeah.
That's all that
Still
matters.
awful though.
All right.
I'm not comfortable.
At Podcast Chomp,
Fare thee well.
Chomp Chain Podcast on iTunes
And YouTube,
and YouTube.
I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
post
we're all up.
MP3s on the Tumblr and Twitter too. We're just talking about ourselves.
I know.
for the
Yeah,
last,
we gotta
40
hang this
minutes.
up. All right. Thank
Okay.
you guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye.
That was real.